Happy holiday.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, it's this. Kevin, you still have your tree up. I have terrible news.
Wait.
I have terrible news. Because of the musical and because of John traveling so much, we are not putting up our Christmas.
Are you not? Oh, I get it. It happens.
If we would put it up, it would be maybe Thursday this week. Yeah. No, because I have the show. No, it wouldn't be until Sunday, and then it's up for a week and a half.
You're coming here Sunday, so you can appreciate this tree. You coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I can't even do it Sunday. Forget it. The only thing we've decorated is this. There's 3 trees right there.
3 trees. That's all you need.
Roll the clip.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
Chris, we did it. I can't believe it. Welcome to Remark. Week 9. I am one of your hosts, Kevin.
Week 9? I am your other host, Chris Finger.
And Mike might be calling in. This is what always, I will pull back the curtain a little bit. Wicked reference, maybe not. Wizard of Oz, same thing. We talk about this around July-ish, you and I.
Yeah.
And we go, are we doing this year? And then in August, I go, I don't think we're doing it. We're good. We did it. We're done. Let's just.
Yeah.
And then October, I know we skipped September. October, pumpkins. We're like, I'm in. But we're all so busy, like doing shows, seeing shows.
Yeah.
So much that it's so difficult. Tonight, Julie even said to me, she goes, what have you done this for like 3 years? Because we were talking about Hallmark movies in general.
Yeah.
I said, no, this is our fifth freaking year that we've watched every single Hallmark movie. So if you're watching at home and you're like, I watch most of them.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
That's great.
We watch
all of them.
It's a lot.
Oh my God, I can't. And it's so much.
Yeah.
And I saw Kevin earlier today because he recorded our show, and you were like, "How did you watch any yet from this weekend?" And this was at like 4:00.
Yeah.
Today, Sunday.
Yeah.
When we record this, and I said, "No, I haven't watched any of them."
Yeah. I love that.
I'll tell you, I got home because they were recorded, and you can skip the commercials. Yeah. I watched the Friday and the Saturday one, and then was able to take an hour nap, then watch the. So really, these movies aren't close to even an hour. So.
I know. Well, first of all, this is why you're not putting your Christmas tree up, because you're not being inundated with Blossom Hill commercials.
True. That's maybe what it is.
You're immune. Well, we watched on Friday night. This is our final weekend for us. We know there is a movie. We'll talk a little bit at the end about it. There is one more movie next week. We won't be reviewing that, and we'll talk about kind of why and such. But on Friday night, December 9th, we watched Hanukkah on the Rocks.
I'm just putting my career on a slight pause.
By taking a job at a bar.
Rockies is special.
The menorah, it's a symbol of hope.
It's nice to be around nice people.
You do make a decent cocktail.
Hanukkah on the Rocks.
Directed by, now I don't know how to say their first name anymore because it used to just be Sean, but now there's a line over the E, and I don't know if that changes. I mean, I know it changes pronunciation. Sean. I don't know.
It's not like a French or an Irish or a.
I don't know.
Canadian thing. Maybe it's French Canadian.
I don't know. So I'm going to say Sean because they were I hate doing that too. And I'm going to butcher the last name. So you really tuned in for an excellent episode. Shone maybe.
Maybe Sean?
Journal. I can't say their name. But they did direct Under the Christmas Sky, written by Julie Sherman-Wolf. I can say that, friend of the show, Julie. I'm so very sorry about your football team. Things are not looking good. But Julie did write Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story, as well as. Oh, wait. Do we have
Wait.
There he is.
Christmas.
Do you hear the music behind me? Because it's a club. It's a club in my theater right now. I'm so sorry.
Wait, do you have like the Santa Summit happening at your theater?
No. It was a very cool Dyke Theater Company in New York. Had Dyke Night to raise money for their new theater company. A big night of fun, all-inclusive
I love it.
energy and performances.
Oh,
and
I
things.
love it.
And now they're just vibing out there, and I'm in our storage room in the back.
Just in some closet.
Because I committed. I watched 2 movies, and how dare I not be allowed to say my feelings
Well,
about them.
Mike, this is perfect timing because we were just talking about Hanukkah on the Rocks, written by Julie Sherman-Wolf, starring Stacey Farber from Butlers in Love, which all 3 of us watched and loved.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
And she's in 1 episode. She plays
that counts.
not Ted. Hello. What's his face's ex-fiance?
Okay, I love it. Also, Darren Skagsoff and
I don't know.
Mark Summers from Double Dare. Double Dare reference.
Double Dare reference.
Summers.
Was that a surprise for you, Mike?
That was the first thing I texted us 3. It was like, Mark Summers.
Did you see his name or did you see him?
No, I saw him sitting at the bar, and I was like, oh my God, it's Mark Summers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder how big this character is. And it turned out to be a much bigger character than I was anticipating. I thought it was going to be a cameo, but some acting.
He did a great job because he could have. I don't know. Was Mark Summers ever like an actor besides Double Dare? Like a host?
He would play things from time to time, but essentially what he did.
So I need to go. I need to mute on and off. I'll give opinions in scattered
In
moments.
small sections. Great.
That's
Great. I love the party vibe, though.
I do too. I think it'll work
episode.
more for the next movie, but this whole movie took place in a bar, so
It did. This suits it. I loved it. And I think there's a unique quality to, I think, Julie's writing that I'm starting to actually see the difference from the other movies.
I agree.
She really hones in on the details and flushes out of the side characters really well. So that way you do care about them instead of them just being things, right? Like that sweet couple, Anthony and Laddie, like their kind of love story was flushed out. This chickie babe that was taking all those Second City classes.
How great was that?
Audition.
Julie told us her Second City.
Yeah. And like, I think that's also the really cool thing is us getting to speak with Julie now a couple times, knowing how truthful and she puts herself into these scripts and her own sort of traditions, which is really cool.
You know, it's funny, I don't even think I would say it was a misstep. It was the one thing I didn't feel I needed, but it gave us a little bit of exposition was the sister and the nephew.
Yeah.
Because it felt like a Hallmark note in the sense that was the most like, okay, we've seen this in Hallmark. But then once they got into the bar, it became such a modern, unique feel.
Yeah.
Different and very much wanted. And I really enjoyed that. And I felt you probably could have cut that. And the sister in her, like, just being very, like, not condescending, but, like, very anti a lot of it. Like, you're a lawyer. You should be a lawyer. And it's like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, otherwise, I thought it was fantastic.
Mike, you and your party, tell us what you think.
There were moments. There were moments I agree that kind of slogged it down a little bit. I do think it was written from a very like personal place, and I really liked all the Hanukkah moments. But I just felt like there was just a couple times where I was like, like everything too good is happening right now. Like she helped the artist and she helped the like guy at the bar and she helped. I don't know. It was very like one note in terms of like the emotions around the thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I did like seeing the guy at the bar. I'm going to butcher his name, but Dan Diager, I believe, who plays Anthony. Who we'll talk about again because he shows up in a lot. And this movie, he was in Santa Summit last year, which again, that was I freaking loved it. Between that and Round and Round, the other they were my favorite. So,
well, I wonder, like, at first I was like, this is like such a fun sort of Cheers vibe of like everyone around the bar, and I do like I get why they had the sister. Like, I get why she added that as like meat to her seeing why it was important she didn't have that type of job.
Yeah.
But we could, I don't know. I loved all the bar time and getting to know these customers and stuff like that. Like that to me was so different than what we're used to. Yeah.
It could have been interesting if the whole thing was just in the bar the whole time and like people came in and out. Yeah. I do agree. I think the bar scenes were very Cheers like and the most like holistic of them all. The whole wanting to be a bartender more than a lawyer as a 10-year bartender, I'm like, most people hate their bartending job. Yeah. And she was that was like the parts where she was like, this is so nice. I'm meeting people. I'm like, no, we're all like, oh, that guy's so annoying. He keeps talking to me. Right. He's lighting the menorah on the bar. We talk no open flames. You know what I mean? Like you're generally annoyed with those people as a bartender. So that was the only thing I was like, ooh, I really got to fake it that I believe this person loved it.
It definitely was the bartender in a Hallmark world, though, because she made drinks for virtually no one except her very close friends.
Like three people.
And it was constantly like, I got to go do something. And Sam would be like, I'll tend the bar.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. When did you realize, and this is a spoiler, so if you're going to watch the movie and haven't, you might want to just skip to the next review now. But when did you realize Sam owned the bar?
The moment I met him.
Did you? When you met him?
Yes.
When he kept taking stuff?
Yes.
When he said anything about it, I was like, he's the owner, right? And then obviously once they were in the JCC and it was Rocky's Bar was the one that was sponsoring, I was like, oh, I get it. He owns the bar. That makes sense.
Yeah. It wasn't like a surprise to me.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't thinking about like, who's the owner of this bar?
Yeah. That's all I think about.
Sorry, I think that's where I was too. I didn't think that was a major important plot point until, and then they went up to it. He's like, not only the bar, the whole building, and I was like, oh, okay, memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me.
No, and I think that's where like and Hallmark. I don't know if we need it. That like I'm sometimes I'm exhausted by these misunderstanding moments because they're so forced when the couple is on like full speed ahead and they've never hated each other. And it's just like, why do they turn on a dime so quickly? And it feels so forced. I don't think the fact that he was like, you knew? And she's like, he told me like yesterday, bro. Like what?
I agree. But the thing I loved about it was very Jewish and matter of fact, where Mark Summers immediately puts an end to it. He's like, because I told her yesterday and asked her for legal advice. This is not a big deal. And I was like, thank you. Because it did kind of take away that, like, this is going to be a problem. It was like, no,
it's not. And then I liked that he was like, you two, get upstairs. I'm going to fix this now.
Yeah, get upstairs and start making out. But I'm going to keep it.
But I'm going to come in. I laughed so hard because I was like, these two, like, Julie, I feel like wrote this. Yeah, like.
That's what it was. It was, are you guys kissing?
Oh. Anyway, so let's kiss. No, Jack. They did the three.
I loved it.
I loved it. Interruption, and then they interrupt themselves. Classic rules.
Classic. I mean, clearly she took classes in improv and sketch.
Rule 3.
Comedy is funny only in threes.
I love it. I hope it does. The ratings are excellent because, as always, they do more Hanukkah movies, and this was. Yeah. This is 2 years in a row that in their top 5 of the season, because I would put this in my top 5 personally. Yeah. They were Hanukkah. Last year, I do think Round and Round is probably my number.
Yeah, that one was so good last year.
That was just on another level of like, I think just because the three of us are huge nerds, the fact that like time travel and the girl thought, I'm going to ask these nerds at a comic book store.
Yeah. Listen, my heart, comic stores and bars. I mean, that's pretty much, that's my life.
I think the point you're making, Kevin, is like maybe not just one Hanukkah movie. We have to judge to the previous season's Hanukkah movie. Make more Hanukkah movies. They're fun. More
of them. But then here's something interesting. I asked Allie, our dear friend, and I said, like, Hanukkah is not a major holiday for them. And I get that it is for maybe some families and things like that. But I do feel like maybe then Hallmark should, like in the spring or in another time of year, do a more actually celebrated Jewish holiday movie and not just feel like they have to do a Hanukkah movie because we're making all these Christmas ones.
I think it would be worth talking to Julie about that because what I wonder about it, again, this is being a Gentile, there is a romance, obviously, a romantic aspect around, I almost said Halloween, around Christmas, around this time of year, right? It's cold. So Hanukkah is not a high religious holiday. It is a recognized, a very big recognized holiday, but not on the level truly of what Christmas is.
Right.
So I don't know, again, not being Jewish, what holiday you'd be able to, because are you going to do a Passover? Like they
Purim is like a fun, like drinky, for lack of a better, like
and that's
like party. It's a party holiday. It's a party holiday. It's a New Year's celebration. I think that would be fun to see a Purim Hallmark movie. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I think Julie should write it. Julie, write it.
You're on that, Julie. You got nothing going on.
You have nothing going on. Do it.
You're not going to
right
watch some playoffs. Oh my God, that's
burn. Sick burn.
That is really rude.
Should we move on to the next movie?
Yeah. So, but this one, I thumbs up on this one. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, me too.
Then on Saturday night, this one I'm very excited for this because I feel I'm going to show my cards immediately.
I'm saying bonkers. That's all. And then I'm going to go.
Bonkers. All right. We watched on Saturday, December 14th at 8:00, The Santa Class.
It's a school for Santas.
This is so exciting.
You have to sound like Santa, be like Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Ha, he, ha. Oh, what's my motivation here?
This must be a new student.
This is,
Nick.
Nice.
The Santa Class.
Directed by Lucy Guest, who we previously saw direct Jingle Bell Run this season. Written by, I erased their name. It just says Russell. Why did I do that? But this is
Russell. It's Russell Crowe. He wrote it.
It's just, I don't know why I did that, but Russell Hainline. That's it. Russell Hainline wrote the story and wrote Santa Summit. Also had some punching up on Three Wiser Men and a Little Boy. So obviously like connected with these guys. And also the writer of non-Hallmark movie Hot Frosty. So that's going to come back into play in a few minutes. So we'll talk about that. And obviously starring Kimberly Sustat. We're big fans. We recently saw her in Lights, Camera, Christmas last year. And Benjamin Ayers, who we saw earlier this season in Santa Tell Me.
Yeah.
Whew, guys, bonkers indeed.
Bonkers.
The best bonkers, by the way.
The best of bonkers. Mike, do you want to go first?
Yeah, Mike.
I know I have limited time with the speakers. It took me a while to realize the reality of the magic of the world. And if we watch our reviews and the one that's like, oh my God, that was such a fun, fantastical idea. I just wish they had taken it to the next level. This one did. So I was upfront. I was like, stupid. Oh God. It's like, why are they serious companies that do Santa training? Santa Claus is already there. Ugh, gross. And the first 20 minutes, I was like, out. And then the more, again, always the thing I'm hoping for, the more they were like, the characters, all the different Santa, like the hippie Santa, the Bubba Santa, the Bubba, Benjamin.
Oh my God.
Clearly just like playing for the like smarky joke. The more I realized they were in on the joke, I really like it. That's my dissertation off the soapbox.
Yeah.
But it took me a second, and it was still bonkers that everyone was like so invested and serious about Santa training.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
I hear, because I kept asking. I was like, wait, are these the only two Santa schools in the universe, or are there more? Because how does this run outside of November and December?
And it does. She said it goes all year.
She says it goes all year. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in because but then gird your loins. I didn't know. Like I knew.
Can we set up first that we have a Jewish Santa? Awesome. We have a
Fantastic.
female Santa, awesome. We have a puppet Santa, bizarre and awesome.
Please don't call it a puppet. It's a figure.
It's a figure.
Yeah. Well, and I think that speaks to another maybe marginalized group. You know what I mean? Like people that are just have things. You know.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. Keep going. Who else?
And then, Kristin,
we have Paul Campbell Santa.
Sexy Santa.
Wait, don't forget Old Man Santa. Old Man Santa was
Old Man Santa.
Oh, yeah, Old Man Santa.
And real Santa. Don't forget real
and
Santa.
real Santa.
But then
and sexy Santa.
Woohoo!
I'm
should I unbutton
so
a few?
sorry.
Sorry, I'm gonna unbutton one. Just
I wish I
just
one for the button.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I knew I saw him in like, because he posted something that he was at least in it.
Yeah.
So I saw a couple commercials where he was like, I thought maybe he was going to be in the Santa training and then get kicked out or something stupid.
Me too.
But the fact that he was like, yeah, hi, I'm Paul Campbell. Oh my God.
I loved it.
Brilliant.
There's nothing you could have done to make that better for me because the same deal with when I saw the trailer where he was in it. I just was like, oh, it's a cameo. We know his relationship with Kimberly Sustad. They're really close. They're writing partners. And I was like, that's cool, but it's going to be a cameo. I probably wouldn't have shown that in the trailer.
Right.
That was my thought.
Right.
So when he's sitting there and you only see like the 3/4 profile, I was like, well, that's Paul Campbell, but he hasn't been revealed yet. Right. And when he says, my name's Paul, my brain stopped and I was like, oh, that's fun. He goes, Campbell, I'm an actor. And I was like, I am 100% in.
And the other thing that I thought was funny was that nobody seemed to know who he was. You know what I mean? Like no one was like, oh my God, it's Paul Campbell from those Christmas movies.
I feel like this was when he did the line about like, oh, I started in 35 of those or whatever. Yeah. It was like off camera and like not well recorded. And I'm like, I feel like he was cast as a throwaway character. He did one improv joke one day, and they're like, "Oh, we're keeping this in." I would love to ask Paul Campbell. I was like, "Was that the intention the entire time, or did it wasn't an improv one day?"
Because there were some of the activities that he wasn't there.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Paul Campbell wasn't there the day they went to the mall to like be Santa. So I wonder if they were like, "Oh, God damn it, we gotta put more of this ding dong in this."
When they were doing the trivia and it was naming the wise men, and they're like, "There's Balthazar, there's Casper," and he's like, "Paul Campbell, me, I'm the third." I was like, man, I love this so much. I love it so
good.
much.
And then at the end, when he was like, his agent calls, and he's like, "What do you mean? Andrew Walker got it?"
That was not an improv phone I just saw. What was that?
This is a banana.
I was gonna say because
come on, nobody who watches our show cares about our improv.
Yeah, but my teacher is the one who helped the improv.
Y'all, if you watch at home, if you're ever miming a phone, you have to make space for it. No, this isn't a phone. You can't hold a phone like this. You can hold a phone like this. Yeah, okay.
That's why
a gun is.
Put your Bluetooth in.
This was a banana. I put a banana up to my head.
I loved it, and I get what you're saying, Mike. I loved it the second they had real Santa because you couldn't quite tell from the trailer is he gonna be real Santa. And then it was like, are they going to do the is he or isn't he? And then you see the reindeer and the sleigh, and it's like
I was so happy,
pretty definitive. And then it flew away, and it was like, well, I mean, it flew. It's clearly really Santa.
Yeah, this is just.
It reminded me of like the comedic vibes, but like flash forward to the future of the Santa Claus, like Tim Allen Santa Claus.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but like it was just like, oh, this is like what would really happen. If Santa was on the roof and fell down and you had to take over a friend. These are real people that just had like Santa dumped in them because he crashed. And then learned it. It was very smart. The more I watched it, the more I liked it. But it just took me a second to be like, what is happening?
I will say we are not giving our boy Ben Ayers enough talk time. Because Paul Campbell was a delightful surprise and my loins were girded.
I feel like we will in H3O.
We will. Because from the moment that this dude entered the movie, I was sold. Talk about mime work. He did window as this and not like just push a button. And I was like, generational mime work.
Yeah. And well, I mean, are there a lot of 19-year-olds watching Hallmark movies? Maybe. Maybe we'll do a season 6 if that's the case. But that and his mug, although the reverse shot they were doing of the mug was the level of whipped cream
marshmallows.
It was go whoop, 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 whoop. But both of them.
They were hilarious. They had great timing with each other in their banter.
There's an ease that Kimberly Sustat has that I'd be willing to say I don't think another Hallmark actor has, where I buy into it so quickly, and she's just like, no matter what her character is, if her character is funny and goofy, if her character is a little more serious, like this one was, she's just it. I don't know, man. It doesn't feel. I don't want to say Hallmarky because that sounds like a crappy thing to say.
I see what you're saying, because like as much as we love our Queen Lacey, she's very in a Hallmarky way.
She knows.
When like with this last one of her being in that quest one, she was less Hallmarky, and we really liked it. And I think that's why we love Kimberly, is because it's just graceful and not put upon.
Yeah.
And I one of these days I'd love to meet her in person, because I guarantee she's just so just like, hey, like, like I think she's probably just so down to earth and so chill.
Which is why, sorry, I came on. No, I was just gonna, which is why they were so good together.
Yeah.
And made it believable. Again, I was like, this is dumb. I don't believe this. This is silly. And then I was like, I don't know. The more they talk, those two characters, and are committed to like, I just saw this happen, and I believe this. And I was like, I believe.
I love. I love that they kissed significantly early in the film. Again, I know we will come back to talk about this, but the next morning, it's that awkwardness of how do we address it, and instead they just went at it. And I
love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Adults, and if you're comfortable, then
I'm so glad they did that, because in another Hallmark movie they would have just not talked about the kiss and been like 14-year-olds about it. And that would have spoiled it. And then I love that like we come in and Ben's hair is like all met like flopped, and I was like, this is adorable. This is adorable.
The one misstep did not need to be. The whistle was awesome when Nick, and we find out he's actually Chris, not Nick. When he blew the whistle, I was like, it's calling the reindeer. This is awesome.
That's what.
But it called his wife, and I was like, inappropriate.
That's a bold move. Well, here's the thing. I thought then, I assumed she got there via the reindeer.
I would think so, yeah.
So I think it did essentially call the reindeer.
She's like, why are the reindeer leaving?
Why are they?
I felt like it was more like calling the North Pole. Like it's like their emergency alarm.
Like an alarm went off, like Santa.
And he does give.
There was no rules in this movie.
No.
But that's where I kept being like, oh, this is unhinged, and everything like something magical would happen. I'm like, I will,
I loved it.
But they were so committed. They sold it.
I might watch it again like tomorrow.
It might be good to watch again. I think knowing the like bit, I think I would like to see the first 20 minutes again.
I also guarantee there's more Paul Campbell bits that we may have missed. There's the one of like whoever got him for his Secret Santa just gave him a framed picture of himself. Did you see him holding that? No. I was like, stop. This is amazing.
I love that.
He's just like, it's like one of his headshots framed. And I was like, this is brilliant.
I do believe, and we'll get to it in a minute, but I believe the suit he was wearing was essentially the John Brotherton suit from Lights, Camera, Christmas.
I think you're right. And then Ben Ayers' maroon suit was something he posted. And then I think that's what he hosted the red carpet in Kansas City in. Which is like, I like that these boys get these suits, and then it's like, well, let's let it ride, baby.
All right.
But I give this one, if I had more thumbs, I'd put all my thumbs up. Yeah.
I have to think about it. This might be my number one, but it's definitely my number three.
I need to think about it too. I think it's in the top 3 or 5 or whatever, but probably top 3. Probably
top 3 for me.
But we're getting a little bit. We're not getting Kevin's like 5D multiverse, but I think what's fun about this season. I thought like the movies were like across the board, but the fun ones have been incorporating the joke of being Hallmark movies a lot. Like I feel like, and The Three Wise Men's the perfect example of it. You know what I mean? And they're doing it with these like people guest starring in other people's movies, making fun of the fact that they're in a Hallmark movie, which I like. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that they realized that, there's true and tried people that are probably like, what are they? Why are they making, but the people that honestly love to watch it, but also understand that this is like such a weird universe.
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate it so much when they call it out, but it's not when it's done well and not shoved in our face, Yeah.
If you acknowledge it and you do it right, I think it works fine.
Because what's funny? Because I feel like, and this is of no offense to say like John Brotherton or someone else like Carlo Marx, who we love, but no one else could have been in that movie as themselves except for Paul Campbell or like Andrew or Tyler.
Yeah.
Right? Like Tyler would have crushed it too. Andrew would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Because we need to have him do more funny stuff. So I think it worked to their favor that it was like one of those three dudes, because you can't just pop anyone else into that.
And honestly, I think Paul was, in my opinion, maybe the only choice not to knock out Andrew or Tyler. Tyler's thing is he is just known to be sexy. And not to say Paul isn't in his own right, but Paul does have that. I mean, he even referred to his character in Three Wise Men literally to the woman who wrote it with him, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was the one and only person to do that.
True. And he's so funny. He's so funny that he was able to make fun of himself in a way that wasn't campy.
Yeah.
But the Shakespeare scene that they had.
They're dumb. I loved it. You knew everyone had to give a standing ovation. They had to.
I don't know how they kept a straight face. They must have just shot them when Paul wasn't even there, like applauding for him. I loved it.
Yep.
We had one other movie.
So Sunday, December 15th at 8 p.m., we had Following Yonder Star.
Happy holidays. This Abby Fontaine. What do you think brings her to Vermont?
A Hollywood star on a holiday getaway.
I don't think I've ever felt this lost. I'm gonna lay low.
Might get more.
You're laying low in Vermont during Christmas?
Than she ever imagined.
Come on, we are Christmas.
Lately, I don't really know where home is. Before I came here, I actually prayed for hope.
Were your prayers answered?
Following Yonder Star.
What does yonder mean to you guys? Oh, Mike, I like your yonder.
There's
star.
your Yonder Stars.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Directed by Jeff Beasley, director of the Santa Summit and Christmas on Call, and written by John Elliott Jordan, who wrote Angel Falls Christmas, and Carly Matilla Jordan. They're a husband-wife couple, also Angel Falls Christmas, and starring Brooke D'Orsi from A Fabled Holiday.
I've got a fabled holiday.
A fabled holiday.
And John Brotherton from Lights, Camera, Christmas.
So I watched most of this.
I watched all of it. I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
I
watched none, so
that's fair.
Yeah.
Dance you can go back and dance for a bit. I didn't like hate this or anything like that, but if I'm being honest, I was just like, this is a Jesus story.
I thought that it's one of the things that worried me about it. There were moments, this was definitely, so what we're talking about before about the idea of recognizing you're in a Hallmark movie, essentially, or that there are Hallmark movies. This is the softer version of that.
Yeah.
For an audience where it almost felt like Hallmark's like, look, we've made these movies. Like Chris and I, not to say Mike hasn't, but Mike's done the past 2 years with us. Chris and I have done this for 5 years, man. It's it's almost 200 movies. I think it's more than 200 movies. Jeez.
Jesus.
That's a lot of movies. So at some point you have to kind of shake things up.
Yeah.
Like a snow globe. For this one, it felt like, let's do that for an audience that is more traditional Hallmark. And that's what I liked about it. First of all, you're going to hate when I say this, Chris, but because I'm rewatching New Girl right now, John Brotherton reminded me of Justin Long in the first season, where he's that goofy, weird, the violin. Like, that's what he, like, in all the good ways. Like, I loved how dumb he was and goofy and clumsy. And I was like, I kind of like this. But the movie did this weird shift when they talked about his wife,
Yeah.
Like his dead wife.
His
And
dead
it was
wife.
like the break stopped and we all went mush.
I thought we were having fun. And then it was like, that's what I didn't like. I was like,
I loved it though, because it was like, it's doing this weird thing of like, listen, for everyone who is of I miss the old ways of home. It's like, this is what the old ways are, but we're kind of pushing it into the future.
When he like was standing in front of the tree and was like, I need to talk to you. And
that was rough.
I thought he was talking. Was he talking to his dead wife or Jesus or God?
It was God. Because he referred to his wife, Natalie. She had the picture on the tree.
Okay, yeah.
But he was like, you got to help me out, man.
I got it. It's been so dark. And I was like,
Kevin, this is such a shocker from you. I feel like you're always down on the Jesus ones or the Christian.
I am. And that was one of the things that scared me about this. I felt that they poked enough, like he's a science teacher on the side as well, although there was virtually no science other than him talking about it. And she says to him, man, you love science. And he goes, who doesn't love science? And they both laugh. And I thought they're laughing at the audience that's watching this that doesn't believe in science. And I loved that.
All right.
I know I was bringing that myself to this, but I loved it.
The other thing that we need to listen, as someone that was raised Catholic, I get it. But I don't need to see another children's performance of the GD nativity scene.
We'll always see it, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like we could write what happened after the baby was born and everyone left. Like, what if we saw that? Yeah. Like, it's just so, I don't want it.
Tough. It's a good piece for an ensemble. There's a lot of characters. You get somebody to be married. Joseph, sheep.
Yeah.
There's not much of a script to it. And that's what made it so funny. When
it's an easy thing to perform. It's an easy thing to perform.
When the angel couldn't remember the line, it was like, you can really say any, and then they go off book anyhow. It's like, you can say whatever you want, really.
I did like that little actress diva who was like, what is my motivation for and she was like, excuse me, will there be snacks? And I was like, I appreciate her. She's setting boundaries as a performer for herself.
Can I tell you though, Hallmark did do the Mia, the mean biatch in town. And you know a character is a biatch when they have a very long coat that they refuse to put their arms in the sleeves. If they just put it on, you know they're evil.
And it's, oh God, I love it. I may try that in a Hallmarkable next week.
Oh, like I'll just put a Imperial officers. Yeah, the Imperial officers in Star Wars.
Yeah. We don't have time to put arms in coats.
Yep.
We're evil. All right, that's enough about that one.
Yeah, I mean that one. That's again, it bounces into my middling area. It was one of the better performances, in my opinion, of Brooke D'Orsi. But I love me some John Brotherton.
Yeah, you like him and his really close together eyes.
I do. Although when he wore the one
I'm
note,
such a terrible person.
No, you know what? We can talk about it in H3O. I do have a note.
You have a note? Well, I have.
Wait, I think it's time. Oh, get into it.
It's time.
Mike, blast your music.
Yeah,
I have so many people. So many people have walked by me being like, "What is this dude doing in the back?" H3O.
H3O. All right, great. Welcome. This is the last time of the season to get your objectification for the male lead-in. We're rating 1 out of 10 Heinies. Tyler Hines being the hottest thing that Hallmark has ever handed us.
Yeah.
Great. So first up, meow. We've got this man from Hanukkah.
Is that a dog?
It's a dog.
Oh, okay.
That's a dog. A Darren something. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Kagasov? Kagasov?
Listen, he can kag us off on me. I don't care because I liked him.
Whoa. Is this a ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling? This feels like a ding.
Dang-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I put a shirtless photo up so you guys would know where I was going with this.
Can I ask, are we talking about 8 nights of ding-a-ling-a-lings on this one?
There's a ding and a ding and a ding, 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 ding.
I love it. Yeah.
So there is something.
I think I know. He looks like an adult. Not that he's not also an adult, but an adult version of Tom Holland.
He does.
Yeah. It's like Tom Holland, but it's not inappropriate to get your ding-a-lings.
Because right now I feel inappropriate thinking how adorable.
He's a 17-year-old boy. You should.
Yeah. But this, and also I liked this guy's character because he was like, I liked that he knew that he was curmudgeon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they would do bits about it together. And I thought that they had like a really nice chemistry together.
Agreed.
The only thing that's knocking this dude's score down, and this is no fault of his, but again, if we're talking just character, that chain around his neck has got to go.
Yeah.
Got to go.
That actually was my knocking down of some points.
Yeah.
Just specifically the chain. The chain.
That's on wardrobe. Because look, this outfit he's wearing here, this lovely blue jacket with a white, crisp, tight-fitted shirt, and then a chain. Don't stop wearing chains. It's not a thing. You look so creepy and like you're trying something.
Mr. T can wear chains, and The Rock when he has the papoose. From the 90s. That's it.
But anyway, this dude rang my bells. I'm going to give him a solid 8.5. But he would have gotten that 9 for the chain.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything you've said. I love the scene where we're first introduced to the two of them, and it goes like they're both very kind. He holds the door. They realize they're there for the same thing, and it goes into like the cinema, like the movie battle moment. And I was like, yes, give me a lot more of that, which they didn't really, but it was a cool moment where they're both trying to get the Cohen candles. I love that he offered them to her, and she said, "No, you take him." And he goes, "Okay," and he did. And I was like, "Good. We can't keep going back and forth on this." For a curmudgeon, he's not very curmudgeon.
No, that he wasn't a jerk. You know.
Definitely bells are ringing, candles are lighting, but I don't know what it was that I wanted more. I'm still in the high numbers. I'm going to go 8.2 on this one. 8.2.
That's my exact score. 8.2.
Wow.
Yeah. He might have been higher, but except for the chains. And yeah, he was a little too along for the ride. You know how sometimes they're a little too along for the ride.
Yeah.
The kid, he could have had more moments, but he didn't have any bad ones. So 8.2.
Is it fair to say one of the sexiest radiologists we've
ever had?
Yeah,
I drink every time they said he was a radiologist.
He was a radiologist, and I was like, well done. Well, actually, we should be proud of Julie because she gave us another Hallmark career. So add radiologist.
Yeah, thank God. There he is.
There he is.
Whoa.
Yeah. Look at these. These are the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Whoa.
Mike, if you're wondering why my hair looks like this, it's because this is what the Frow's hair looks like, and I just left it for the show. It felt festive.
Remember, I commented on your post of you and the doll.
Oh yeah, right. So this is Benjamin Ayres, friend of the show, also our chancellor of the Hallmark Romance University. And so this character, literally from the moment he entered, I was sold. I was like, oh no, I'm in. Because he just was so charming and clearly really liked this woman, even though like he was supposed to be the bad guy because he was from the other company. And I was worried he was just going to be like D-bag and then... But he wasn't from the moment he went over to talk to her at the coffee shop in the car, which I thought was so cute. And I just like listen, Hallmark is getting so much better at dressing these men that are like taller and in these like slimmer pants and a well-fitted stuff. I really liked him. I was sweaty. I was excited. I thought he was funny. I thought it was really funny through the whole movie too, because he just like the moment he saw Santa was like, "This is Santa," and was not like, oh my god. And yeah, he's just silly, and I like that he wanted to crash that party a lot, and that like I don't know. I really liked his character. I think I would date his character for real, but so he's getting
this feels high. This feels very high coming up.
It's a 9.9.
Kristin Finger. Can I tell you? When I say we, I mean the royal we. Kristin's clearly giving higher than 10s this season as well when she is told specifically not to. But nobody gets a higher mark than Tyler Hynes. That said, I try not to give anyone 10s. And I really labored on this one because I wanted to give him a 10 because of so much of what you've already said. One of my favorite scenes was, first of all, he was never the bad guy. He worked for the bad guy. Right. But not like in a bad way. Like he was a good dude and he did like the girl. And when he got fired and went to the other Santa Claus school, he basically tried to fake it like he didn't get fired. She's like, "You got fired?" He goes, "No, I wasn't getting fired." And he used the word that the bad guy said where it was we unconnect. And then he's like, "I got fired." And I just respected the fact that it was like, oh, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
We do have the moment in the story where he finds out a thing that he gets upset about, and it's like, okay, of course we have to do that.
That's where the 0.1 was taken away because I was like, don't be a little bitch. Yeah. Don't be a little bitch.
And he was. It was like, dude, like,
this isn't your company. Like, this isn't yours. You just stepped into this.
But I agree with you, like the fact that he believed this was Santa immediately. And again, then they see the reindeer that flies. It's like, there's no reason to not believe this.
Yeah.
This was my favorite. This was illegal. He used the company credit card for his old job to buy drinks for everyone. And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. I respect a little bit of law breaking. Yeah. I also am going to go with a 9.9.
Woo!
Yo, I wish I wrote it down on a piece of paper and then I had the chance to be like, open your wallets, take out the piece of paper, what number's on it, because I gave 2 10s to Tyler Hynes and then the next highest was a 9.1 for Christopher Lala. This is my 9.9. 9.9 was the number that was in my head.
Such a good character.
Take out the piece of paper. Yeah.
9.9?
You all said everything already. 9.9. Easy.
Oh my God. But I also, here's a bonus.
I knew you would. You had to.
Quick bonus.
The fact that he did this without the shirt was gold.
What?
Yeah.
So hot. I'm sorry. This man is stunning and so funny. He gets a 10. This performance was a 10. I'm sorry.
It was great. I love any actor who can make fun of themselves, the real, the real version of themselves.
Yeah.
Sure. I would also say it.
I'm gonna honor the system here a little bit, y'all, because out of sexiness in H3O, I'm giving him a 0.1 in sexiness, but in performance and what they were going for is obviously a 10. Obviously, a 10. But I think it was anti-sexy in a funny way.
I find it so funny. I feel like my range of like what I find is like a human being to be super sexy is like Tyler Hynes and then just like Nick Miller. Like just a goofball and like not a goof. Like it's so weird the way that we could be attracted to 2 different types so equally.
Yeah.
Speaking of attracted to different types, Kevin, why don't you start? This
is the perfect picture, and I'm glad you did this because I even said this to Julie. Like the whole bit was they're going to go to this masquerade. He doesn't tell her, and he goes, "Come with me." And she's like, "On a date," and he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Let me get my tux," which was a funny line. And then he shows up in his tux and he gets her wardrobe. She wears the gown from My Fair Lady. It all makes sense within the context of the movie. But wow. And look, man, I if you remember last week, I had a big beard. I was growing it for a part, and then I messed up my razor and I was like, I gotta go.
You idiot.
I know, I was very embarrassed. But why wouldn't he shave if he's putting on that tux? This was like sexy stubble. And it's like, come on, man. So I do like John Brotherton. I don't care if Chris says his eyes are close together. We try not to be this shitty, but I'm gonna. He always humanizes, and maybe that's not a good thing, but he humanizes. I will say it this way, and you can look at his body of work. He humanizes the other person that plays against him. He played with some crappy people.
Just the character. It's just the character, Kevin, not the actor.
I said, the character. This character, and I'm not talking about Brooke D'Orsi. I think she's fun and sweet and fine. I liked this character. I liked how goofy he was. I liked that the way he spoke about his dead wife, and the way I just said it is pretty much how he would say it. It was like, weird, man. Maybe you're really in touch with your feelings, and we need more of that. I'm not going crazy. I'm probably going crazy in Chris's mind, but I'm just going to go with a flat 8 on this because I really do like John Brotherton.
Yeah.
And I feel he will work with me one day in a film.
Maybe. Listen, and I do this bit about his eyes being too close together, but this man is gorgeous. This man is stunning. Like, I just like making fun of Kevin's favorites.
He's got an Ethan Siegel vibe.
Yeah, I agree with you. And like, that's the thing. Sometimes he plays what the one was it last year when he played the douchey guy in Camera Lights Christmas or Lights Camera Christmas. Yeah. So like, that's where I'm like, ugh. At least this, he played like a more down to earth, just regular dude. So then his like Brad Pitt handsomeness doesn't bother me. It actually like makes me more attracted to like the standard looking dude.
Right.
So, but that still doesn't mean my score is super high because my bells didn't jingle. Not once. Maybe.
Not even when there were 3 interrupted kisses right in a row.
It was driving me nuts. So this gentleman gets a 6.7.
I think that's high for
Fair.
Yeah, Michael, would you?
I didn't watch, so I'm not going to rate him.
Okay.
But I like that movie. But he was one of the couples in the Jonathan Bennett triple couple one.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and I feel like I liked everybody in that cast. So something about it sparked me of liking him. So I'm just gonna give him like a thumbs up. I'll rate you next time.
Way to go, buddy.
That's my vibes that I got.
And I don't know. For bit's sake, I'm just gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
10. That closes out the season of H3O. Mike's on the move.
Look at him go. Get out there and dance at the party.
It's my theater, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Mike, do a plug for your theater while you're walking through it.
All right, I'm going to plug it, and then I'm going to sign off. This is The Rat, NYC. Kevin, I believe, is coming to The Rat this week for our production of Drunk Text. Here's The Rat. We're in Dumbo. Yeah. It's our cool little small black box in Dumbo. But
I love it.
I can't wait.
Hey,
thanks for coming on, Mike. You're such a busy human.
Do a good sign off.
We promise.
Yeah. This was fun. Thank you for always having me, even in fun locations.
Of course.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing it, buddy.
Bye, Mike. Oh man.
Chris, what do you got going on?
What do I don't have going on? Let's wait till Mike's party leaves.
Yeah, kick him out.
Mike is
there. He is.
As you can see, the frowls are frowling.
Yeah.
I'm in Spring Awakening right now. We have 4 more shows at City Theater Company in Delaware, and then we've got 2 more Hallmarkables, and then I will be sleeping for at least a month.
Yeah, you gotta hibernate. I saw Spring Awakening today. It was great. If you're in the area, try and get out and see it. I saw Hallmarkable last week. Also great improv. So every show is different, totally different show. But that cast is fantastic. So again, get out and see it if you can see it. If you're in the Philly area, try and do both. Do a double feature. Do you have any double features again, or are you done?
Yeah, Saturday coming up. Yeah. I guess that's the 20-something.
22nd, I think.
We close Hallmarkable and we close Spring Awakening in the same day. So 2 p.m. Hallmarkable, 8 p.m.
I don't know how you
Spring
do
Awakening. I did that
last week. This weekend. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. You are a working actor, friend.
Your wife yelled at me.
Yeah, because you drive home, man, and like it's be careful.
I know.
I have a podcast with my daughter called The Perfect 10 Podcast. You can check all of this stuff are linked in the episode description. You can email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at remarktheshow. This is it for Christmas. We will likely do other stuff coming up. It is so much fun to get together with you.
I love it.
I do realize Happy Holidays, which is the movie that was made from the Mr. Christmas or whatever the reality show was.
Yeah.
The timing sucks for us, and we wouldn't be able to put it out until almost after Christmas.
Right.
And it just felt like it's
So
probably,
Yeah. You watch it. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe we'll post a little just like Instagram review about it. But like, let us know what you thought. Cause it's like this. I think it's great that it's this dude's like first Hallmark chance from like this, reality show that Jonathan Bennett, who we love, created. Such a great idea. So I think that's something special about it.
I think that's also why I don't want to really review it, because I don't want to knock down if it's not. I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but I don't want to like comment on it. Like,
no, I don't want to like
yeah,
and I don't want to objectify this guy yet. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that entire show experience was him being objectified.
Yes,
I don't want to, let's let him live his life and see if he can. If he does one next year, we'll watch it and review it.
Yeah, we'll objectify him then.
Then I'll break the crap out of it. Yeah. I don't know what that meant. Kevin, this is our last episode of the season.
In 2025, I suppose?
I guess so. Also, folks, let us know if you want us to do this again, because
it gets harder every year.
Every year. And like, here's the thing, Kevin. I feel like I do it for our friendship.
I do too. You know what? Even worse than that. Because like, of course we do it. I do it for the bit, and Chris knows, like, I kind of want to teach an improv class for improvisers about life, not performance, and saying no to things. And I feel bits are part of that, where like the concept of commit to the bit is awesome, but it can also be, there's no other word. It can be dangerous and bad for you. And I'm not saying that this is, but it gets harder
bad for you.
To complete the loop. It gets harder every year. So this year specifically for you had to be damn near impossible.
This was a lot. This was a lot. My body hates me, and I'm so tired.
You have no Christmas tree this year.
I don't have a Christmas tree. I don't have. Oh my God! But no, I think it's because at first I was like, oh, we're doing this because wow, we get to interview all these Hallmark stars and stuff like that, and that is such a thrill.
It is.
But I just like talking to you guys and being able to have this weird thing that then other people see that we do this and are like, want to talk to us about it because we're somehow experts because we have a show.
Because you have a microphone, the danger of that. And I guess that's part of why I also can kind of step away from the bit. There are different podcasts I watch and I adore and YouTube shows and whatnot. And if they were to end, it would be, it would affect me because like they've been such a part of my life. And I do appreciate that. And I'm not saying that, you wouldn't go on, because you clearly would and should. But I mean, I don't doubt we'll do it again. And movies like Butlers in Love come up that are just so fun, and we can't help ourselves. We're like, we have to do that.
Yeah. And if Tyler's in a movie, if Andrew's in a movie, and there's going to be more curious caterers.
Well, that's what makes it hard. Freaking Andrew works so much now.
Yeah, quit it, boy.
Oh, buddy, we can't be covering
can't keep up.
A year.
Can't keep up. Yeah, and now we know that he has a shirtless movie coming out because he told us.
And we know roughly about where he lives, so I feel that we should just go hang out.
We should probably just get there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And
Andrew, we'll see you in 10 minutes, buddy.
Yeah, happy holidays to everyone, especially Andrew Walker. Put on the tea kettle. We're coming over.
We're coming over, baby. Happy holidays.
We did it.
We did it.